Welcome back to Fire Emblem Echoes. Last time we defeated the Pirate King, and now let's go to the shrine with a big dragon on it. Beast Hunt. Hey, everybody wanted to go on a beast hunt, right?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey, priestess! Did you forget our little chat about staying clear of the sea-bound shrine? Because this is not staying clear, this is the exact opposite of staying clear!
I'm sorry, did we discuss that? I must have been preoccupied. What if there's something of use here? Surely you would want to... Oh, I remember now. You're scared of Necrodragons, aren't you, Kamui? How careless of me. It completely slipped my mind.
Slipped your mind? That's it. I'm waiting on the boat.
Actually...
Ah! It's here!
Alright, so, quite the intro to this fight. Now, we've got our units, and we've got just this Necrodragon over here. No other supporting characters, but dang, look at those stats and look at that face. Necrodragon is very strong, but it does have the Blessed Ring, so good reward for defeating it. Now, while Kamui is definitely terrified of it, it's not quite as lethal as you might think. You can do this battle without Seraphim. You probably don't want to, though.
Goodness, what a horrifying creature. But I have the Seraphim spell in my quiver now. May its light guide your lost soul on to slumber eternal.
I am going to murder you with the power of God. So yeah, Seraphim is effective against terrors. And what do you know? There's this big old terror right here. That being said, Valbar's good protection, but you know what's better protection? What if I just had many ghosts? This is the other strategy, send ghosts. The dragon will usually go for them first, unless somebody else looks tasty enough to bring it over. So, don't let it come to that. Jenny's in a good spot now. Let's maybe not have her go forward, she'd die.
Ready anytime. I'll handle this myself.
Well, Leon, probably not.
I'll handle this.
So have you seen the hard mode version of this map?
I have not actually.
So the way they make this more difficult is they add a second Necrodragon.
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised, but yeah, that would be a bit more difficult, because one of the reasons this is, you know, easily doable is you have the Seraphim spell, but also you can just divert everybody's attention to a single Necrodragon.
Yeah, I ended up using like most of my Milla's turn wheel uses because I was not prepared for two dragons.
Kamui, you told me there would only be one dragon. God.
I said nothing of the sort.
I just said leave. Why didn't you do that? It's two of them, but the terrifying version. Also, yeah, Necrodragon is faster than the ghosts, but that's not a huge deal. Still takes 3 hits to actually beat him, and oddly enough, that guy managed to evade pretty well. This one, maybe not so lucky against the great stomping power of the Necrodragon. It looks a little bit goofy, but also, to be fair, if an undead dragon came at me like this, I would probably be terrified. Like, that's a lot of dead flesh coming down on me. Thankfully, though, it doesn't have any sort of breath weapon, so it can't counterattack Jenny here, as she crits for a little more HP than she would have gotten before. Still not really liking her odds of survival if that thing gets out, so let's just kill it until it dies. Now, naturally, Celica's gonna probably be the finishing blow here, so let's at least let everybody try to get some good hits in. Oh, well, nah. Thanks,
Way to
Bowie.
go, Bowie.
Ah, well. It's just a bad day for lightning. The dragon knew that lightning never strikes twice in the same place, so it's like, alright, I'm just gonna go back to my original position then. So this is at least a little more workable. Seraphim's not like an instant win button, but this dragon's been blocked in, so we're good to go.
Well,
I did it! Chuck another win for the Necrodragon.
so when the Necrodragon kills a ghost, what happens to it? Does it go to super hell?
I mean, I guess so. Jenny has brought these ghosts to life just to make them suffer more.
Alright, Kami, time to get over your fear. Or not. That was just to have Kami be in character, right? I'm gonna get. Oh, no, I'm not!
I mean, I think I was going to attack him with Kamui, but then I was like, oh, I'm gonna soften him up with Leon first. And then Leon was like, I'm going to show up this motherfucker.
Oh, what's that? Kamui's trying to do something? Better stop him.
Watch this, you dumbass bitch. Alright, so Blessed Ring, that's an auto heal for every turn. So that's nice. Definitely gonna give that to a mage, since they're always using HP.
Honestly, I was pretty much perfect back then.
Thanks, Leon.
My god. Leon's never gonna shut the fuck up about that time he shot a dragon to death.
I was going to get it, Leon. Yes, but you didn't. Alright, so we're not going to end it there, of course, because that would be very short. We only killed one enemy so far. So let's get on to Celica's first actual dungeon. Technically, she could move around the monastery like it was a dungeon, but, you know, there was no danger there.
There's no purpose to that. Well, actually, they had the water, didn't they?
Yeah, the fountains.
They had the mineral water that boosted your stats.
Alright, so we can bring everyone, but I'm just gonna reorder people. I think I assumed that, like, whoever was in second would probably be, like, close to the front, which Valbar needs to be, being slow and all. Meanwhile, Jenny and May are pretty high levels, so, like, they can attack from a distance anyway, but they don't need the XP.
Chilly air of the cave bears the scent of the ocean. There's no sign of anyone coming through here. Scared off by the Necrodragon, I imagine.
Alright, so one neat little detail that I really like is that Celica doesn't have a lantern with her. She just makes a fire spell and has it follow her around, and that's what provides light for her in the dungeons. It's a nice little bit of flavor. So Seabound Shrine is kind of just more of the same. It's not going to be for the entire thing, and in fact, this is probably tougher than the other dungeons that Ulm had to go through so far, but our intro isn't too different, and also Jesus Valbar. So yeah, for the time being, it's just, you know, it's terrors, and also terrors in a formation that honestly kind of just wound up being very samey when I fought them. Like, every fight more or less goes like this.
Yeah. That is the problem with procedurally generated Fire Emblem content.
Quote-unquote procedurally generated. It's kind of all set.
Yeah, you're right. They just made a bunch of, like, maps they cycle through, but I meant more of, like, whenever you're going to encounter a map multiple times.
Yeah.
Milla has seen us
A map and an enemy formation. At most, like, the big differences in fights here is if another enemy joins in. Now, that being said, thanks to the Seraphim spell, I think, they do allow us to fight some tougher enemies early on in the dungeon as well. And also, you are going to want to start cutting down some coral and whatnot here. The coins are useful, of course, for later, but we want another type of item. Oh, there it is right there, but first, gotta fight this guy.
We also just have to show just a reckless disregard for the environment. Do you have any idea how long it takes coral to grow?
Oh, so long, and Celica's just destroying it all. Back there, a coral fragment dropped from the coral as we just brutalized it. Just as a hint, you're going to want 5 of those for soon-ish. By the end of the chapter, you'll want them. It's not a permanently missable thing, but also it'll be just a little while to get it, to get the thing, if you don't get the coral now. You will be set back slightly.
And calmly redeems himself from the Necrodragon incident. Actually gets to stab this one.
Leon's just in the back. God damn it, I didn't shoot that one too.
As right after Kamui stabs it, like an arrow goes flying through and lands in the skeleton's corpse, I guess. And Leon's just like, finish it off for you. No, you fucking didn't.
How do you know that thing couldn't have kept fighting? It's an animated skeleton. Its ribcage could have kept going.
You know, we've just reinvented Gimli and Legolas. You realize this, right?
I mean, isn't that all dynamics, eventually? At least a good percentage of them. A few things to talk about this time around. We're not going to be encountering it in this episode, but last time we were in a dungeon, there was a big glowing monster that, in another dimension, did kill Alm. So rare enemies won't appear the first time you enter a dungeon. Also, I completely forgot about the Deliverance hideout 2 dungeons ago. But yeah, by default, apparently there is a 10% chance of the enemies entering after you clear the dungeon the first time.
I wish they all went this
However, there's also a way to automatically get rare enemies to spawn, and that is a method that I can't use at all, because it involves Street Pass. Basically, Street Pass can do a whole lot of stuff. One of these things is just, you hear gossip about a powerful enemy, so one will just appear in a selected dungeon.
Well, all you gotta do is travel back to like 6 years ago, when people were still playing 3DS games.
Mm-hmm. Also, I don't think we can find rare enemies in this section just yet. The chart I looked at on Sereness Forest says that one can be found, but much later on. Anyway, here's a feeble man.
Who the hell's this?
Oh, geez, this guy wants food. Well, alright, well, let's give him some food. Geez, this poor guy must have been trapped here for ages. Have some bread, my friends. Excuse me?
My friend, there's a literal saying about this.
Buddy. My dude, you are starving to death. Eat a bread. God, alright, so fine. Have some fucking dried meat, idiot.
Have some jerky like this is a fucking commercial for beef jerky.
Are there cameras here? So now that he's no longer feeble, we do realize that he is a skilled angler. This man will be important for later, so it's a good thing we saved him now. I guess he also wouldn't have listened to us about the dead re-dead Necrodragon if we hadn't fed him first, so we could have just left and he'd be like, oh no, I'm going to starve here to death with that Necrodragon outside. I wonder how those people got in and out. Oh well, none of my business. I'm dying of hunger. Ooh, a trusty blade. I love a good trusty blade. Alright, well, I'm sure this is a hint that we absolutely required. I'm sure we never would have figured out this puzzle without skilled angler. Is that your birth name, or is that just oh, well, he's gone. Anyway, here's some conversations.
Hey there, priestess. Good on you for keeping at it. Me? I can't imagine giving my all for a gig that doesn't pay. No one asked you to solve this mess, let alone paid you, yet here you are. Seems like your job is a tougher one than I'm willing to take on. Makes me wonder if the gods are really worth all that trouble.
Blah. I don't like sea travel, and it sure doesn't like me. I'm nauseous, I'm sunburned, and I'm wind-beaten. I look like death's damp leftovers. But you look fresh as a daisy, priestess. What's your secret? What? Nothing? Nothing? But you look like a dew-dappled angel. Oh, that's so annoying. Well, youth is great and all, but don't expect it to last.
Alright, so we've got some herbs over here. Let's just pick those up. And, yep. That's a statue, alright. And, oh look, a memory prism. I'll be taking that glowy. Right, well, there's nothing else here, but, we did get a memory prism, so let's just take a break in the middle of this dungeon. And, so go to the turn wheel. And, what's that memory prism? Amid the flames, well, that sounds fun.
Please, is anyone there? Somebody, please, please help me.
Princess Antis!
Who are you?
I am Sir Myson, your highness. I served your father as a knight. I'm here to take you to safety. Come with me. You were very brave to hang on all by yourself, your highness.
It was terrible. I woke up and smoke was everywhere. It was hot and it hurt and no one came to help even when I yelled as loud as I could.
Well, I am here now, and I won't let anything bad happen to you. Now take my hand, quickly.
What's happening?
Damn you, just say. He aims to leave no witnesses alive. I'm afraid things may get a little bumpy, your highness. Whatever you do, don't leave my side.
I won't. Oh, but wait. Where's my brother? Where's Conrad? Sir Lyson, you have to save my brother, please.
Your highness, I checked every room on my way to you. There are none left alive. It pains me to say this, but I fear Conrad is no longer with us.
No, Conrad!
Where's the princess? Desay's orders are to bring back her head, so somebody find her now! The time for grief will come, princess. For now, you must survive. Come, we must be off.
All right, I'm coming.
Alright, and that's what Slade was talking about when he said he wanted to finish things from the flames that night when he was talking to Myson, or whatever he said. I'm paraphrasing, it's been a while.
I'm just picturing Desay trying to convince Slade to run into this building that's going to be fully engulfed in flames. Don't worry, we've got you this new type of armor. It's completely flame-proof, and it's just made of asbestos. like Slade's gonna be dead in 6 years. Either I was gonna kill him, or he's going to catch some horrible disease. I forget what asbestos gives you.
Nothing good. We can leave it at that.
I know it fucks you up.
Alright, so we got Water of HP and Water of Skill. If you ask me, skill is far more valuable. HP, I feel like only getting one from a fountain isn't the biggest deal, because it's usually one of the stats that goes up fairly frequently for any character. Sometimes. Maybe other times you don't get so lucky, but either way, if you're looking at the skill meters, all of them are lower than I'd necessarily like, you know? I'll do one for posterity. But, like, I like hitting things is the thing. Like this extremely obvious wall. Thank you, skilled angler, I never would have figured that one out. Alright, now we're at the actually difficult portion of the Seabound Shrine. It's not going to be too hard just yet, though. There's harder stuff, but later. So, since we're in a fairly long dungeon, I figure this is a good point to stop and talk about character designs, specifically the main character designs. Because we talk frequently about, you know, the other characters' designs and how they all look better in all instances. And speaking of looking, well, here's Leon.
How goes it, old friend?
Pretty good, Leon. How about you?
Aw, you know me. I'm always at 110% when you're around.
I'm counting on it. Still, truth be told, I've been thinking about something. You're a rather handsome devil and more than good in a fight. If you could just keep your mouth shut, I bet the ladies would flock to you.
What are you going on about? And what in Milla's name do I want with a whole flock of women? Fighting at your side is enough for me. I require no other distractions.
Yeah? Well, thanks. That's actually pretty flattering, I suppose.
He does that a lot if you would pay attention, Valbar.
By the way, Leon, can you tell me what kind of animal the Pink Panther is?
Oh, Valbar, you're so fucking stupid. So yes, the main character designs, of course, changed over time. Should be obvious, it happens to all the remakes. I mean, look at old Marth. He has a very modernized design by this point that's not gonna differ too much between games. In the past, though, in the first game, he looked like this. Hi, I'm Marth. Welcome to Fire Emblem.
Nowadays, you only see Marth in this costume in very specific fan arts.
So, it goes without saying that, like, Alma and Celica looked pretty alright in the original game. The box art looks not too bad. Again, Valbar notwithstanding. But over time, both characters got changed about a decent amount. I would say they definitely went through fewer changes than Marth did, perhaps, but I think Alm went through a few different iterations, in that early on they actually could not keep his design consistent at all. He has green hair on the box art, but in-game he has blue hair. In the complete art book he has blue hair. It was kind of just, hey look, it's Marth again, a little bit. It's Marth, but he's very heavily armored. His armor, if anything, has gone through, like, the least changes. It's gotten, like, a little more detailed, but I think it's more or less just been consistent over time. But I would like to especially mention, the Fire Emblem Awakening Alm artwork. Though first, Celica may have to talk.
What's wrong, May? It's not like you to sigh so aggressively. Is there some way I can help?
Oh, it's nothing important. It's just... Well, I was wondering... think girls should be all delicate and proper and junk?
Well, I suppose I think there's room for every girl to be herself.
Wait, you mean it? Oh, but you're super nice, so of course you'd say that. You don't count.
I don't count? Oh, enough of this, May. What's your real problem?
What? Okay, so here's the thing. Hypothetically, just hypothetically, let's say there was someone I liked. Someone I'd always been close to, but who never saw me as a woman. I mean, in that case, I'd have to be the problem, right?
I don't... Oh. Oh! I don't think you need to worry, May. You're a wonderful woman. You're kind and cheerful, and you always encourage your friends to keep going. You're an absolute catch just the way you are. Have confidence in yourself.
Aw, jeez. I'm blushing. I mean, hypothetically. We're still just talking hypothetically, right?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Hey, thanks though. Really.
Alright, now let's burn a skeleton.
Well, I feel a lot better.
Be yourself, May. Alright.
pretty
Fucking immediately murders a skeleton to death. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the Fire Emblem Awakening DLC. So, considering the fact that Awakening was originally going to be the final game of the series, they put a lot of work into some references and, you know, things that, you know, were part of the main story, but there was a whole lot of, like, DLC and spot pass stuff that used older characters from the rest of the series, some of which used new designs or artwork, especially, I believe, the ones that got, like, actual dedicated DLC, because there was a fair bit of that. Which was a little bit different from the Spot Pass stuff, which was free, you just needed internet. Oh, and here's the actual tough part of the dungeon I was talking about. Gargoyles! Surprise! Oh fuck, that was bad. There are two in the room, and yeah, no, they are more than likely going to attack you at the same time. So gargoyles, of course, are flying enemies, so they do take more damage from arrows, but also, at this point, they're real motherfuckers. They do some damage. So yeah, this one's just going to be at normal speed because, yeah, this is the actual tough fight. This is the fight of Seabound Shrine, so, yeah.
Good luck and
Fucking go for it.
endless blessings.
I'm basically just going to attempt to kind of curve around into this corner, kind of defend myself from the top group while trying to whittle down everybody over here. And that's the best I got. Anyway, though, yes, a lot of characters got, like, unique artworks, and in a manner similar to what they do with Fire Emblem Heroes, a lot of the artwork was done by guest artists. So, Alm got a DLC artwork by Hakan, which is Haccan, and all caps. From what I can tell, he does a lot of stuff, including a lot of Fire Emblem Heroes artwork as well. And I mean, I do really like his stuff. Now, am I biased because he did do an Emperor Edelgard design? Maybe. But he did other good designs as well. He designed a Nephany. I like that one too.
I can feel the warmth of Milla's blessing.
But yeah, the cool thing about Hakan's artwork for Alm is the fact that, like, the armor's actually fairly detailed, and also he kind of addressed the Alm hair color problem. It is predominantly green because that's kind of how it appears, you know, in the like promotional artwork, rather than like the in-game stuff. But he also had blue tips, so kind of just got them both in there, which is kind of neat. I like that idea.
If I'm remembering correctly, he also drew Alm's face like really, really young.
He does look pretty young, yeah.
Like a baby.
I don't know if I would say baby, but yeah, it is just one of those extremely young, like mildly androgynous anime designs.
Don't talk me, I'm Anki.
I would also say his hairstyle's a little bit boring. Otherwise, it's similar to the old artwork, of course, but I kind of like what they do with his hair in this game. It's not that much different, but it gets a little more flair. Enough so that it is interesting. Whereas it's just a little bit off of a bowl cut in the original.
Yeah.
But then the other character is Celica. So Celica's original design was actually pretty nice, I will say. I kind of like the color palette they used. There was a lot of oranges and yellows, and it looked pretty interesting. Her armor was pretty good as well. And it was actually good enough that, like, another hero's thing, she has a warrior priestess alt, which is basically just a, like, slightly modified version of her original art. Her face is closer to what it is in this game, but yeah, the outfit is close to that. That being said, I really do like her design in this game, though, even if the color palette's, you know, more whites. Her outfit's really nice, and also, her face is just really pretty. It's not like she wasn't pretty in Gaiden, but like, geez.
I was really hoping Kevin would miss there.
You keep wanting him to not be good. Here's the problem, though. He's kind of kicking ass.
I forgot how the Gargoyles fought.
Oh yeah, no, they use their feet. They just fucking swing a goddamn scythe around like that. It's kind of rad, actually. I do really like the Gargoyles' designs. But anyway, yeah, Celica, of course, also had a DLC design in Fire Emblem Awakening, which was done by Masasugi Saito, who is mainly known for Xenoblade nowadays. He has done other stuff, but like, he's like one of the big artists in Xenoblade 2. And I believe he's actually coming back on for Xenoblade 3. And so like, I think he's a good character designer, but the main issue is like, if you look at the Fire Emblem Awakening Celica, it is basically just prototype Pyra. And look, he's allowed to have a type, but like, it is just prototype Pyra.
Does he have a same face problem?
I don't think so. I think, like, it's a little bit anime face, but I don't think he has it as badly as other people do. It's just, yeah, a little bit of simple face design plus the red hair. It's just extremely Pyra in my eyes.
Okay, watch Bowie's victory pose here. I noticed something. He's doing Papyrus's pose.
I'm just gonna have to end this video with just that and bone choosing. We have good fun here.
I'm sorry, I may have completely derailed what you were going to say.
Not really. Like, yeah, that's been one of the reasons I didn't really like his Awakening design. It's not bad. It's just Pyra, except not as good because, you know, Pyra is clearly the character you want. Okay, that's a little unfair to say, but yeah, Pyra is the popular, like, main character design for a video game, and this is kind of Celica, but also not as good as the one they drew for Echoes. So it's just in this weird middle ground where, again, not bad, but like, doesn't really have the nice color palette that the original did, and wasn't just fucking, I don't know, just, you know, it's same position as Pyra. Like, Celica's on the box art.
Man, my luck is almost
Somebody had to put effort into that.
I don't know this character's name, but did he also design the Xenoblade character 2 that people use to prove that Xenoblade 2 has bad character designs?
Dahlia? I don't remember. I don't think he was behind that one.
Alright. I think I eventually became suspicious because, like, it'd be one thing for most of the backlash to be against that design, but I eventually realized all of the backlash was against that design.
Yeah.
And I kind of figured, like, you know, there's gotta be other characters in this game, and if they don't look bad...
Yeah, no, they all look fine. Alright, oh, this is a cool fountain. So, we've got a fountain of experience. We've got a herring. So, we're gonna go over here to this side of the room, where undoubtedly there is another fountain. It's a little awkward to get to because of the pedestals, but there are no longer gargoyles in the way, so don't have to worry about them. Alright, so, we got a fountain over here, and as soon as I stop getting distracted by shinies... Water of Resistance! Oh, this is such a tough choice to make, though. Like, experience is good, but nobody gets resistance. Even mages in this game rarely get resistance. It's just mages start with resistance, unlike warriors.
Yeah, you just say your resistance is what you start with.
That being said, I figured, hey, I should get a few levels, right? So, the Fountain of Experience will just give you 100 experience. You just get an auto level from this. And you get a very smooth level up because we're in the overworld.
Calmer. Like I can see what the enemy
60
is
frames
planning.
per second level up, baby. So yes, Jenny was able to get the physics spell from that level up, which is a long distance heal spell. Of course it takes more HP to use, but yeah, no, if you don't want Jenny to be at the front lines, she can still heal from the back. Way in the back.
So the last time I played this game, I found the Fountain of Experience, didn't see a second fountain, it just immediately used all three uses.
Really surprised.
Then I found the other fountain that had run dry.
Did you now?
Oh, is that not how it works?
So I'm gonna go over here, because that one only had 2 uses.
It's fucking still gonna be there. Son of a bitch!
Yeah, so the Water of Resistance is still there.
I didn't remember using the Resistance Fountain. I remembered the Experience Fountain.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, I was like, clearly I know what's happened here. I was wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do only have 2 uses each, which kind of sucks, but also, it's a free level up and a point of resistance. Of course they're not going to give you 3 of these.
Yeah.
Alright, so we get the Blessed Sword from this chest. This was the item that was talked about earlier. Give that to Celica. It's also good against terrors, and is just very powerful. Since we gave the Golden Dagger to Saber, and he's making good use of it, yeah, let's definitely give Celica this. So yeah, it's got recovery, like the magic ring, so she'll be healing, and it's got anti-terrors, so now she has the Seraphim spell to obliterate terrors, and she can also just stab them too. Yeah, Celica's going to tear apart terrors. So yeah, much like Alm, of course, Celica's very good in that she has good stats and growth rates, but also, dang, she's got some good designated items. Not to say Blessed Sword is locked to her, but, like, who else are you gonna give it to, Kamui? Yeah, just like the Levin Sword, or the Lightning Sword. Technically, other characters can use it if they're not Alm, but, like, give it to Alm, though. Gotta get one of these. I'll do a few off-screen coral pickups because I didn't get them all here. And again, you should have 5. If you need to get more, just enter and exit until you've got all of them you need. Of course, you'll have to fight more enemies because they will respawn, but that's just how it goes sometimes. We're skipping that fight though, because we're done here. All the difficult fights have been done. No more conversations. No major level ups. Getting out of here because I don't want to fight you. Alright, so we're just gonna grab that shiny because it's safe to do so. And we're done with Seabound Shrine. Alright, that was quite the trek, but we're done here. So, next time on Fire Emblem Echoes, we finish Act 2.